going to train you on SOMAS. SOMAS is a system which is being used by the University of Nairobi, majorly for assessment and learning for subject which sometimes need some mathematical or computational aspects. So basically, we'll just show you how you are able to log into the system. It's a university system. So how do you access a university system? The best way is just to, if you're a student, you just go to the university main webpage, and there it is. So that is uonbi.ac.ke. So once you are there, you just scroll down all the way. You just scroll down all the way to student resources. And once you are at the student resources, you choose what you want. And I think maybe you've encountered eClass or not. So the thing is that there is SOMAS under the student resources. And so under the student resources, you pick SOMAS. So you click on that link, and immediately you are taken to a page like this. So it's a page with many other things, but most importantly, you just need to remember, you need to log in such that you can access its services. So once you're registered as a student in the university, you can actually log in. This is what we do. And once you log in, once you try to log in, the next thing you try to do is actually to try to put in your registration number. So for example, if my registration number is that, so IO9 like this, stroke 2020, stroke 2020, that's my registration number. Usually it's with capital I. Please be able to differentiate between I and the 1, because that's important in many other aspects. And O and 0, those problems occur, and they can really cause you a lot of havoc. So what you do then is you just put I, just small I, just to differentiate between 1 and I, and then remove all the slashes. That's how you get your login. And then you put your password, and then you just log in straight away into SOMAS. That's how basically you log into SOMAS. Once you do that, then you are able to access what is called my courses. So for example, I have several courses under my name. So my name is, so you see your name up here, student name. And so in this particular case, student name. So this is the first name and this is the second name. And here is usually a picture if you have already put one, or the university has put one for you. So once you do that, you go to the my courses, and then I choose the course I want. In this particular case, I want a course called SOMAS 101. This is a training course, which I'll show you in a while how to enroll into this course. So once you log into the course, you see this is the name of the course, and this is the summary. So this will be made up functional because it will be used for the purpose of attending online classes and many other things. So you find much information about this course. So welcome to the SOMAS Fresher training page. You see so much. And then this is freshers. This means also postgraduate students, and some tips for answering quizzes and exams. Kindly know that we have some SOMAS videos which have been recorded slowly, with you in mind, using different gadgets, using phone or using a computer for the purpose of effectively using SOMAS. So if you want to access these videos, because they are already recorded and properly recorded, they were recorded by me and my colleague Rachel. So you just click on them like this, then you find all the videos. And these videos are very important. You can see here they are. They are recorded by me, by the way. And some of the most important videos are about the AD login, which is this, because the same logins we use for SOMAS.
Patricia Tonga from
Patricia, she's our ICT officer. So she helped us record this video on how to reset AD password. And actually you can find it there. And this will answer most of your questions. Sometimes you might want to log into SOMAS, but then you are having problems with login details. As I said, the username is your password, your registration number without the strokes, and then the password, which is the same password as the one used by Active Directory. That's what AD means. And this password here is the same password being used by eClass. So if you have this password, it's being used for you to access library surfaces. And by the way, just listen in. I mean, this is exactly what I would have said, and I don't have to say it.
The ICT office. Today we'll be learning how you log into SOMAS. You log in using your AD credentials, and that is why I am here, so that you're able to log into SOMAS. Other than SOMAS, the same username and password, you're able to use it to access library resources when you're at home. Then you're also able to use it to access the computers in the library when you're in the university, and also the adstudents.unbi.ac.ke. This is what you get. For a student who already remembers their passwords, the format your registration number takes. So the username of AD account, that same registration number without those slashes. And you remember your password, then all what you do is you get to your account. Then after you log in, you can click on change password, and you're able to input the new password. You first input the current password, like I will do now, but please take note that you'll have time to read these on your own, but a password must be 8 characters long, at least one uppercase letter, at least one number. Then the easy passwords, they are not allowed, dictionary names or parts of your name. So really you have to devise these well, because in the event that I use 1, 2, 3, 4, and I note this person is called Timothy, so I say maybe Tim, and I confirm the password, and I say Tim, then this password won't be allowable. Why? New password has too many consecutive characters. Those are the sequential numbers. So really, this is part of the password policy, and it has to be followed to the letter. Otherwise, the system won't allow you to change the password. Note that on the same, you're able to see your password history. When your password had been changed, you're able to see the password policy, what should be included on the password, and you're also able to see your information. Note that you're able to update your profile. There is that time when you don't remember your password. You get in here, adstudents.unpi.ac.ke, then you're supposed to click on forgotten password, your student username, which is searched against a database. It asks you for more information. Then from there, you'll be preempted to enter new password, and you confirm new password. You'll be changing this password for this studies. So you note that the passwords have to match. You just type 1 and then you confirm. Then you note the system gives you information on what is taking place. So with this, your password has been changed, and then you can continue and log into your system. You go to SOMAS, click on login, and then you can use the same credentials now that I have done. Log into SOMAS.
Okay, so sorry. So basically, all I was saying is that all these logins and whatever you can actually find on those videos which I've indicated.
Patricia Litonga from the ICT.
Sorry, we can just go back. I'm sorry. So I just want to go back to this. So I said we are going to share with you the logins, actually how to get in. So if you are already enrolled on the course, so you click on the course you want. What about you are not in that course already? What happens is that you click on just on my courses, and then you choose what is called dashboard. And then once you do that, the lecturer sends you an enrollment key, which you put here, which is case sensitive actually. So something like this, 6R, I think it's something like this. Rachel, you kindly help me share this kindly help me share this. So then you use this, then you click enroll. Then what happens? You just go straight into that course. Actually, it's the same credential. So once you do that, so that is usually shared by your lecturer. So you don't find it anywhere else. Your lecturer creates a course, and once they have created the course, they'll send you the login detail, and then you enroll into the course. But logging in is a different story. But enrolling into a course is another story. And then once you do that, then you're able to continue doing other many things. So there are many things here. One of them is called the discussion forum. So sometimes you want to discuss about linear equations, something in something, history of Kenya or whatever, and you want to discuss within the platform. So it's good because these platforms are usually assessed by the lecturer. So usually if they have something to comment on, they can actually comment on, and if it was a question, then we can answer this question to many students just as they go. So that's very, very, very important. And then once you log into that, then you are able to ask your question. You are able to initiate a discussion. You can subscribe into that discussion if you like it, and then you get to benefit a lot more. That's just about the discussion forum. So there are so many other things available here. One of them is the SOMAS syntax, which we use to solve mathematical problems. So you will see them here. So that notebook, that discussion has been given here. And so you can see exactly some of the things I will discuss. You have reference, you have notes to go back to. All of you are going to be enrolled into this course, particularly if you have registered. If you have not registered, please don't worry. The university had extended the registration. So you have some time to put up your mind and enroll into your course. Or if you are going to transition and other things, kindly that's what you do. You have something to go back to. That's what makes online training sometimes very nice. So there are other things which people share. One of them will be statistical tables. If you are doing some mathematical statistics which need some tables, you have the tables right here. This is the one the lecturer wants to use. So you use, all of you, the same table. And then there is notes. Lecturers can share notes. And then, like, for example, this is my notes. I teach mathematics, I told you. And I'm sorry for this. I will be very biased to mathematics because that's all I know. That's all. That's what makes me. I'm a mathematician, so I'll be very biased. But there's nothing special with mathematics and SOMAS. It's only that we are biased towards that. So these are my notes, things you have seen in high school or something. And then you are learning the same things. If you're doing economics, you're doing law, you will do some mathematics, which needs which you can use to communicate with in the village and something like this. So these are my notes, my first chapter for my students. I put them here and I try to explain such that they have notes. At the university, most of the notes are given or you are guided. There's a lot of guided reading. So you don't just read things because the lecturer teaches you and then it's the same lecturer who asks whether you understood what he or she was teaching you. So other things which you can be able to do. The thing is that you can access your grades if you have them. So here are the grades. Here is my grade book. If I've done some lots of homeworks, I will see my grades here. For example, you can see demonstration. You are going to do this, by the way, syntax, homework on counties. You're going to do this, and then you will find some grades. So in a normal teaching lesson, you will find this grade book populated by different homeworks, different assignments, and so on. And that's important because it gives you a chance to talk about your feedback, how you're doing, how you're not doing, and then you can be able to remedy the situation early enough. So the most important thing is that there is this navigation, which you can go up and down. But the most important thing is that you can always scroll on the page, but you can also click on this left menu, and then you can scroll up and down, you see? This is my whole course page. So it has many things. And the final thing, which is very important most of the time, is that we have what is called I've noticed that we are already 1,000. Please allow me to say this. This presentation is streaming live. Of course, I can see 51 watching, but if you didn't know, in that link you were sent, there is that live show, you know, on YouTube, on the same channel I was giving you, on my channel. I'm streaming this also live. So you can actually watch if you have challenges getting this on Zoom. And then we can try as much as possible to answer some of your questions. If you can't get in, because I can see we're already at 1,000. Sorry for that. So what I'm saying is that examination were usually put at the end. So this is the final examination. If you clicked on here, you can see this is the examination, some examination. And then another thing you will have is there is the course evaluation. So once you do a course, it's usually nice to be honest and say something about the course. There's some aspect you will like, there's some aspect you will not like, and you will want it improved. And I think you just say here, you just say exactly what you thought about the course. And that's why the university asks you to be very honest about the course. If you liked it, you say, yeah, thumbs up. If you didn't like it, you say, no, I didn't like it. And I think it can be improved. It can be much better for us. Okay, so that is all I'm saying, and now I want to take you to specifics. So there is something called a calendar, which is very easy to access. So the calendar is here. On every course, it has a calendar, and the calendar is very good because in a summary, it tells you what is coming up. Today is 14th. You can see there is an homework which opens called examples and demonstration, and I will be going through it. And then there is on 25th, there is an homework on counties, which is due. But of course, this is not really stuff because this is a demonstration course. But in a real life course, which is really having examination, you see there is an exam closing on 20th, which maybe we opened up just for these demonstration purposes. So it's important that you can go back onto your calendar and pick out the details, such that if you knew that there's something which is due, you just complete it as soon as possible. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, so basically SOMAS is so you access many other things, just files, so they are not complicated. But what comes complicated is sometimes because we use what is called a CAS, and that's what I will try to take you through. And this is called a syntax. Of course, I'll just take you quickly how we take result. So in SOMAS, so I can, this is called the hamburger menu. You can see up here, I can take it back, or I can put it on. So I put it on, I take it back. So by doing this, then I enlarge my screen. So in SOMAS, you often encounter, we use a syntax similar to that which is being used on mathematical graphical calculators and programming languages like Mabel, Java, C, BASIC, and spreadsheet programs. And so what that means is that when you put your answers here and they're mathematical in nature, we can take answers up to not only numbers, but up to algebraic equations. And that's beautiful because mathematics at this high level, it's not arithmetics, but it's mathematics. So that's important because then we can do much more. So let me show you question 1. So for example, we use a star for multiplication. And then we also use a star for multiplication. You're going to do this alone. And then we use a caret sign for a power sign. And whenever a power is as other quantities, apart from a single digit, we use a bracket, which is obvious to do. For example, if it's x to the third, we just need to use a bracket to put 1/3 to the power. So for example, whenever there's multiplication, we always use a star because we want to be very explicit what we mean. So for example, you will be asked to enter something like this. So y equals to 3x plus 5. You know, that's an equation of a line, which you learned in high school the other day. You want to put this, SOMAS will tell you, no, you have to put a star, okay? You see, there is this validation window, which tells you, man, you're wrong. You need to put a star where there is multiplication. And so you put a star there. And now that equation is correct. And then you can move to the next, you see. Another thing we need to tell you is the inequalities. And what we have done is that we want everything to be at the level of a phone, because the University of Nairobi is a public university. And so what that means is that most students are not, all of them cannot afford a computer, but at least most students have been able to afford a smartphone. So what we do is that you cannot find greater or equals to on a computer, on a smartphone, but you can actually devise it. Even on a computer, you can't find it on the keyboard, but you can find less or equals to. So what we do is that you can write greater or equals to using that. Another thing which I want to say, sorry, this is shuffled. Another thing I want to say is that, so let me just go to the next. I'm sorry for this. It's shuffled. I didn't notice that. Then I can go back to the same question. Sorry for that. I think it's only one, which is, yeah. So if I want to put less or equals to, I can actually put x. So I'm asking to input this. So x less than 0, or, those are logical symbols. So x greater or equals to, I write like this, 1, you see? That's how you write greater or equals to. This validation window displays exactly what it is. And I want to write x, this is less or equals to 3, you see? So I've been able to write that sentence properly. And so I can go back to where I was. So you can see this navigation window tells me things which I've not been able to do. And here it is. Here it gives me a quadratic equation, things we have learned from a high school. So this should be x minus 2, I guess. So you want to factorize this. So this star, the input of stars is not always needed, because sometimes you can actually get that the lecturer has put in the stars. You can see an equivalent sign comes here because we factorize this properly. But if I put this like 5, then because this is for educational purposes, then it tells me that indeed the first expression is not equivalent to the next expression. It's just SOMAS is telling me that x squared minus 5x plus 6 equals to 0 is not equivalent to x minus 2. Of course, that is true, because the right thing should have been 3. And then I can continue and then say this is x equals to 2 or x equals to 3. You see, I can do my mathematics. And by doing this, you can see it's telling me what you're doing is correct. Like you're solving an equation, but we are not using a pen because we are trying to solve things remotely, because we are not learning in class. So the lecturer cannot go around checking you, but I can go just here and check what you're doing. And I say, oh, I can do it on the computer. So I program the computer to check your answers, to check your calculations, to make sure that you're doing the right thing. So once you do this, then of course, now I can go continue and say x equals to 2, I'm sorry, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so I think more or less I'd solve it, so I don't have to continue. But what I'm saying is that I would have done this if I wanted to do exactly how we did this in high school the other year, last year actually. Yeah, you see, it tells me this is correct. Then I can just go and say x equals to 2 or x equals to 3, you see. And for sure you will agree with me, this is the correct way of solving this problem. So you can actually solve this, and the computer in the background tells you that you are doing the right thing. Every step is correct, and then you go to the next thing, okay? So the next question which I want to demonstrate is, if you want to put the square root, of course you can agree with me, no phone, no computer has this on the keyboard. So what we do, then you need to remember some little things like square root, we write SQLT of -5. You see, then that's it. Then the validation window. This is just to tell you your answer you input that is interpreted like this. And that's important, such that we don't mark you for not being able to interpret the syntax, but we mark you because you are writing -5 square root, something like this. The other things is some Greek symbols like alpha, beta. So if you wanted to write pi, which you thought is 22/7, of course it's not. But then pi will be, you just write pi, that's pi. And if you wanted to write, you wanted to write something like beta, then you write beta, I hope it doesn't agree because it doesn't like this answer. So if you wanted to write beta, you write like this. If you wanted to write alpha, you write like this, okay? And many others, they will tell you that you wrote the right thing, and then you go next, okay? Like this. So another thing is that SOMAS is we don't always, if we don't want floating points are things you call decimals. So we sometimes demand that you write your answers in exact form. Like for example, 0.33, you can agree with me, that's 1/3. So if you write 0.33 x squared, for example, remember you use the caret sign for x squared, and you use a times whenever there's multiplication, because that coefficient to input it, you don't write 2x, you write 2 times x. So I wrote that, but now you can see your answer contains floating points. So the computer doesn't allow. So for this question, the lecturer doesn't want you to write in decimal places. The lecturer, he or she, wants you to write in full. So you just write like this, x squared over 2 over 2. And you can see, over 3. You can see there. So I get exactly x squared over 3 plus 1. That's what I wanted to write. And so by writing that, I got the right thing, which I wanted to write. And then I can say, oh, wow, that's exactly what I wanted to input. Okay, so moving on. So this is next. You just click, you will just be clicking next page. And this one I've already done. You remember, it's only that there was mix up. And then there is some like logarithmic function like ln, like logarithm, log. If I want to write log, for example, log of x minus 1. I don't have to write what is here. I'm just demonstrating this. You see, ln or log or whichever. You can use both of them work. And then you write here squared. Yeah. You see? You can see whenever I have two things I have to square, then I have to put them in a bracket. Brackets are very important. And you'll see that on the handout we have given up there, which you will access once you enroll into the course. Okay, so, and then the next thing is multiplication. I explained this, so I don't have to spend time on this. And then another thing is the lists. So these are different brackets. One is encrossing the sets. Another one is a list. A list is, I ask you like list from, you will know the difference. The thing is that if you want to put this bracket, this is always on whichever calculator you're using or whichever phone you're using. So this is -2, comma, -1. You see, you can input that. That's just in the normal way. And we are going to give you a chance, as I said, for you to do it yourself. And then another thing is trigonometric functions like cos. If you want to write cos 2x, you write like this. But then this is times here, and it is telling you exactly where the mistake is. So it's in red, and it reminds you. So like you don't have to worry about the syntax. You need to know the basics, and then everything else just falls in place. And then once you finish any homework or whichever, which is system-wise, you just click on finish attempt. And then you can see your answers have been saved. And then do you want to return to the attempt? If there's something you didn't finish, you return. If you're finished, then you just say submit all and finish. And then it will ask you, it will prompt you like, submit all and finish. Are you really sure? You say, yes, I'm sure. My answers is right. So that's why you can't say that you submitted your answers by mistakes. And then you have a nice navigation window here, which tells you that I means information. And then the green ones are the ones you got correct. The red ones are the one I didn't get correct. And of course, and here it's the final attempt, like Monday, this is the time we did this 2:51, and it's finished, and it's Monday. I took 10 minutes, of course, and then I got 60% because I got 6/10, right? And you can't go back and do it, but you can go back and look at the answers. Of course, the answers are there, This is called feedback, and this is very important in education. Like you get instant feedback. Once you finish your homework, you are told exactly what you needed to do. This one, we got it correct, and you can see, yeah. We did this and we got it correct, and this is very, very important. Okay, so that's the syntax story, and it looks very hard, but it's very easy. And so the next one I want to illustrate on is demonstration. Demonstration, I'd attempted this, sorry. Maybe I should log out, then I get a new attempt. I should log out now, and I'm sorry, I will log in as myself because I'm a lecturer here. So I have my page where I teach, and I go again, this is a bonus now. You still go back to your SOMAS 101 freshers training. Here we are, and then you go down, and just I was talking about demonstration examples. Syntax I've already done, so it's the same course being shared by different students. And be careful not to copy answers on SOMAS because they are highly randomized. Like everybody has his own answers. Now I want to demonstrate on examples. So as I said, SOMAS relies on a very important thing. And this is called feedback. We want answers given to the students. And here I'm going to ask you, here is, for example, an example. I want to start at question number 1. I'm sorry. I means information. So it's not a question to answer. So you can't ask like, oh, this question I doesn't have where to put an answer. No, this is just information. And I'm saying, you're going to access all this, by the way, sorry, ladies and gentlemen. And this symbolic integration question is typical of mathematical methods. And so in this case, again, it's randomized things by mistake. So I don't want to say this, but something like this, something you have done in high school, you want to integrate this. So I will say, oh, I know the answer. So what's the answer? So it should be x minus 3, because I have to put the bracket because everything is big. Then I raise this to the 4 because it should be 3 plus 1, which is 4. And then, 3 plus 1, which is 4. And then I have to divide by that 4. So that's the answer. You can see, trace this correctly. And here is my answer here. So the next thing I will want to do is to check the answer. Oh, and then, oh, sorry, I am incorrect. So SOMAS tells you that this is incorrect answer. You need to add a constant of integration. Otherwise, this appears to be correct. You see? So I can go back and say, oh, plus C, that's what I missed. And then I say check. So check this. You see? Wow, I got it. So then correct answer, well done. Because now I've been able to add the constant of integration. Okay, so you get like instant feedback, particularly on the homework. You answer that, and it doesn't have to be mathematics, it will be whichever language, whichever subject you're studying. And then you answer that, then you correct that, then you move to the next one. Then you are like, wow, that one I know now. You see, because this is a learning process. In the exam, you don't get that functionality. Here is an example. They are asking you, try this. You see, they're asking you, you try this. I'm going to try the same thing. So what is this question? The question is, they are telling you to draw a curve here. A cubic means the curve which turns 3 times, and then it has to join this straight end here, and then it has to finish here. And it has to be a curve which turns 3 times, you know, a cubic. So a cubic is something like x to the 3. And you will want to try that, of course. Then you say check. Then SOMAS will tell you, oof. You see, if I go down, your answer is partially correct because it's not correct. You can see we joined here, but we didn't join here because it needs to come up here. And your max submission is a half, you see? So I can go back and say, oh, no. And I try this again. I'm trying something new. You see? Again, I'm told this is partially correct. Something is not, because it's not smooth down here. Something is not smooth. So I'm about to get this, and then I'm getting feedback, and I'm being told what to do. So as a continuous curve is something you draw from here to the other end without lifting a pen, you see? And it has to be smooth, like it doesn't have to be having sharp edges. That's what it means. Okay, so you get to learn, and then you get to answer that question. So here it tells you about an even function, and we teach you, this is called formative feedback. Like, what's an even function? So this is something maybe you learned in class, and then you want to test it yourself. So you put in your answers. So give an example of an odd function. It's something like x to the 3. So it can have so many parts like this one. Give an example of an even function, x squared. Okay, I can do cos x. Don't worry what they are, cos x. If you know, because we cannot give you a homework of things we have not taught you. Like, for example, here, this is not an homework, but this is something for you to practice with the system. So give an example of an odd and even function. Maybe I don't know. I just guess something, you know. If I don't know, I just put like maybe 1, like function 1, function 2. I don't know. Maybe I guess. Is the answer unique? I just do whatever I want, true, false. Then I just say check. You see? And then you don't have to answer all the questions. Here, well done, I got it. Here, well done, I got it. Here, I didn't get it. And the system is telling you your answer is not an odd function. Sorry, your answer is not an odd function. And why it's not an odd function is because it doesn't obey this property which was given here. You see? So it's a feedback. So if you have learned this, so everything becomes very easy. So the answer, is it unique? The answer is okay. I got it. It's true. Then you can move to the next. So you get feedback, you get to learn. By doing the homework, it's not a punishment. It's an idea for you to practice things and do them properly. Here is, so there is some equivalent ways of doing things in SOMAS. And so because we use a computer algebra system, which we call a CAS, the system can then always identify what we call as common mistakes. So if, for example, you were doing something and you forgot units, and you were calculating money and you didn't put the currencies, Kenya shillings, so then you get it wrong. So here it is. In a railway journey, 90 kilometer increase, blah, 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 blah. It takes 15 minutes. So if you wanted to do this math, of course, I will do this. I will just do this. I will just do something like this. Yeah. So you are asked to do a system because the distance is 90, and then don't worry about the symbols you use. Whichever symbol you use, the computer will understand you. And then we know that speed times time is equal to distance. That's true. And then we are being told in 15 minutes. Let me just put 15 minutes here. Like I want to make a mistake such that you see what the system will try to do. So instead of putting 1 quarter, because 15 minutes is 1/4 of an hour, so I will put 15 and then I say equals to VT. And then once I do that, I want to check. You don't have to finish everything. And that's the most important thing. Because you can see this is something you do slowly until you are asked what is the velocity. And then you are asked to check this. So I'll check this and I'm told incorrect. And the system is telling me, please check your units very carefully, okay? Because my units are not correct, and that's where I'm getting it wrong. And then I can say, oh, this 15 minutes, I should have converted it to hours. Then I can put 1/4, and then I put VT, and then I say check again, you know? I'm just trying to check again. You see, I got it correct. And so I'm able to correct myself by just listening to the system because it's a clever system. It just tells me like, oh, no, that's not how to solve it. You missed something. And this particular feedback is a specific feedback. It tells me that I'm using units which are wrong. I'm not using everything. Time has to be put, all of it, in terms of hours. Okay, so then let's try to see if there's anything else. No, there's nothing else. Again, I can return to the attempt. If I feel there's something I didn't do well, like there's something incomplete, and I say, there's something I didn't do. So let me go back and do it. You see, you can come here and maybe solve this equation now. And then again, click finish attempt. So, but if you say submit all and finish, you see, again here, it tells me submit all and finish. Maybe I'm not sure. I say, oh, I've not done my homework correctly. I can still say correct. And I want to emphasize that all these feedbacks you're getting because it's an homework. In an exam, you don't get any feedback. You just put in your answers, then the system will check, but it will just tell the teacher that you are not correct. Because in the exam is a process. Because there is external examiners, there is a Senate, there is everyone involved in the exam process. It's not just a lecturer. So a lecturer is just the start of the process. So if I feel it's not okay, I say cancel. But once I say submit all and finish and confirm, it's like a signature. I've said, please go to Nairobi and get marked. And then once I do that, that's it. The only thing I can see is the feedback. And if the lecturer says, oh, grade, it's 7 out of 10, this is 66%. So I didn't do that badly. And then you say, oh, wow, I got something. Of course, even this one, this graph one, I didn't get correct. And you can always see your script. Like, oh, that's what I did. Oh, wow, I didn't do that nicely. But anyway, then that's the thing. The green one means you finished. The yellow one means partially correct. And this is very, very important. So the last thing I want to say, which is among the last things, is sometimes you are given some homework whereby you need to take a picture and you need to do it on a piece of paper. You take a picture or you do it on a file, then you convert it to PDF, then send it like a project or whichever. So how do you do it? There is something called submission of assignments. So I can give you a group assignment or individual assignment, whichever type of assignment, and then you are asked to answer this. So what happens then is very simple. So you can see here, click add submission at the bottom. So here it is. I don't want to do this because I'm training you, but when you go back, please read this. That's what exactly I'm doing. So then I will say submit. So here is a question, homework on counties, solve this. So the county one is like this. You can see people have already done this. There are more people on this system than you think. So solve the simultaneous equation, here it is. Complete the homework on a blank sheet of paper, then take a scan. And in this scan here, we recommend the Adobe Scan. You don't take a picture, but you scan. You scan with your phone. Your phone is so powerful that you don't need to go to a cyber cafe to scan, because a phone can scan. There is something called Adobe Scan. And I want to go back there before I finish this. So here, so we recommend a scanner. So if you click on the examination particularly, that's where we have said all this story. Look at this. We recommend an Adobe Scan for mobile. So if you go to Google Play Store or Apple Store, you find this, the Apple Store, you find this. You find this Scan, Adobe Scan TM, and you should actually practice how to use it. Of course, we have videos to show you exactly how you use it. Then you scan, you don't take a picture, and then the files become so small. So even if your internet is very strong, then the files can go. But if you take a picture, one picture is 5 MB, if you understand what I'm saying. But one picture, so if you are taking like 20 of them, so you have like 20 MB, and you need a lot of bundles. But if you take a scan, like Adobe Scan, then those pictures, the whole 20-page document will be maybe a half an MB. It's very small. And so your phone can push it very fast with a very weak internet. And so that's why it's recommended. That's why the SOMAS group, we recommend that you use the Adobe Scan to do your homework, to scan stuff to the system. Okay, so then what happens? So you come here to demonstration, homework on counties, and then in an event. So here is a system of linear equations, very simple stuff, because you were just trying to do. I'm sorry, I'm logged in as a lecturer, and so I'm just asking to mark for you grade. But all I'm saying is that maybe I should log out and log in as a student. Then you see what I'm saying. So SOMAS 101, never worry. So here it is. So you go here to homework on counties. So I'll do my homework. Yeah, sorry, it's already time remaining. So the next thing I do here is to add submission. So I will just click on add submission. You see? You see? All that instructions, it's about add submissions. So I'll just say add submission. That's what I do. And on this page, there's a lot of information you see. This is not graded. The deadline is on Friday 25th. There are 10 days left. So it even tells me how long I have to do this. And by the way, if you don't do this on time, the system just locks you out. So add, there's no one to follow you up. So then you can see we're training Mombasa and of course, there are some people from other colleges, but you already are quite a big number. So you go here then. So solve the simultaneous equation. Here you have x1 minus x2 equals to -1. Then you have -1 blah blah equals to 3. Then complete the homework on a blank sheet of paper. Then take a scan, not take a picture. There's a big difference between a scan and a picture, and I've given you reasons why. Scans, the Adobe Scan even finds the edges of a paper. It's so nice, and there's a video on that channel. You will just go there and you find me and my colleague Rachel recorded a long time ago for this purpose, actually. So you should just go and be comfortable with this. And here you see, we tell you that the only file we need, the only acceptable file is PDF. So if you bring your pictures, they won't be acceptable. And what you do, you have two options of doing this. You either click on this here, this first file. By the way, there are some people by mistake, they click these are the icons. Like this one, maybe you click on this file and then it looks funny. But if you go back, you can always go back here and click on these two, any of these two. If you click here, it looks funny. Don't panic. Just, you say, it's all look like my friends. No, just go back and click in any one of theirs. And then you just click either, you use this one, you see? There are two ways. You either click on this arrow if you don't have any file, or you click here if you're adding a file. If you already have one file, let's do that. Then you browse. You see, here is your name. Then I'm going to look for some of these files. So I'm going to look for something. I don't know what I look for. Something very small, like this one. And then you see, I've added Young Tapru as my file. And then I'll just upload this file. You see, it comes there. Now, if I wanted to see that blue arrow, I won't see it. I'll just go here, add, you see, and then I browse the file. If I click on this one, you see, and then I say upload file, because this already exists, I can overwrite, and that's what you should do. Please always overwrite. If you already have another one, Don't always put the same files 3 times. It's not good. Then you go here again. Let's get a new file. And I'm going to get monomial ideal or something like this. And then I can add a file. You can add as many files as possible as far as they're in the right size. For example, here you see I'm given a file. 5 MB is the biggest. This file can have as many pages like the monomial ideal. This one has so many pages. Then you put all your files, even if there are 20, you put them here. But I've told you the maximum number of files you can put is 20. Then you put them there, and then you say save changes. Okay. Yeah, you see, submitted for grading. Here I am, and I can see here, I've submitted my homework. And by the way, if you have the right email, you get an email into your box telling you, like for example, I've gotten my email here, telling me you have submitted your assignment to SOMAS 101 course homework, you know? So even you will see, if you have the right email in the system, it will send you an email telling you have submitted. And this is very important. I can remove submissions. I'm the boss. If I don't like them, because I still have time, yeah, then I just don't have. Remove submissions. Continue. Yeah, so I remove. Now I cannot be, now I can only edit them back. Before the deadline, you can do anything you want. But once the deadline is gone, you're dead. You can't do much. Okay, so that's what I was saying. And in this particular scanner we have recommended, it's called the Adobe Scan, and it's very good because, and here you will find that video which explains all that, and it's called, here it is, uploading files, and we are using a phone actually, and so your phone is that powerful, and this is the video.